What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. I'm with man Troy King. Killer.
We out here. I'm glad you said killer. You know, I came up in that era. I used to want to be part of Dipset.
You like to?
I would have did whatever they told me to do. Whoever they told me to go out there and murk, I would have did it. Cause Dipset niggas had culture. They was hard.
I know they was setting the trends with the. Remember, Cam had them square earrings.
Yeah.
That was.
That's my favorite rapper, bro.
Cam.
Yeah, Cam and Joe Buttons.
Huh?
Yeah, Cam and Joe Buttons. You all niggas heard it? Joe Buttons is my favorite rapper, bro.
Buttons got bars.
When he gets serious, he's better than any rapper if he take it serious. I'm just telling you, if he had Metro Boomin and all these niggas, bro.
Metro Boom, what you?
Joe Buttons would be the biggest rapper out here, bro. He just don't want to make that music.
I gotta read the comments to you because you won't be able to see them.
It's good.
Who is this dude looking at? Y'all don't know Troy? The East Coast ain't got love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Man, these niggas don't know shit, man.
They don't know.
Did you see that Joshua fight though?
I watched it. You watch it?
I watched it.
We live right now. What's the live Troy King thoughts?
That shit was doo-doo.
Why you say?
I told y'all that man wasn't that good, didn't I? Didn't I fight World? Go World. I told y'all niggas he was shitty.
Who?
He was straight up and down. Listen, you fundamentals is good, but you got to have wrinkles on top of fundamentals. You just can't be out there looking like a robot. And when you get in there with Deontay Wilder, that's why I keep saying he's gonna get knocked out.
Who?
He don't move his head. Anthony Joshua's gonna go to sleep. Parker hurt him like 3 times.
Okay. So
he's ass.
I
like ass like 0-50 ass. I mean like top level ass.
Who won Parker versus Joshua in your opinion?
I gave it to Parker, bro. Joshua did nothing. And you know why he did nothing?
Hold on, speak to him. Hey, hold on. Fans, can y'all hear Troy King? Can y'all hear him okay? Is he coming in clear? Because we got to get this. This is One Take Jake. Can y'all hear what Troy King's saying?
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, yes. Okay, keep going, Troy. They can hear. Hold on.
My dude's mom got over cancer. She's still alive.
All right. They wanted you a little louder.
I wore pink, all pink in one of my fights.
You ain't Cameron. Killer Dipset.
Yeah, man. Anthony, can they hear me?
They can hear you loud and clear.
I'm like, wait, dripping today, too. Look. You see that? Hold on, what they doing? Let me show them this drip.
Are you dripping?
I'm like, wait, drip today. Hold on, you see that? I ain't even got the garlic butter shirt on yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on.
Who's that on the screen?
We about to see Kareem Mayfield, my man Willie Shaw, the Thrill, young kid. He good. He gonna be good. Taking his time taking on the pro ranks. Real slippery in there. You know what Kareem bring? He bring hard nose hitter shit, coming up in your face like a bulldog, representing the Mo. That's the field Mo, and if you don't know, now you know. I'm here with my man Tone Main. Look, so who else we got on? We got my man Ricardo Pinell, Nicaraguan. He on there. Nicoya, all that. He about to get his work in. Southpaw, real slippery, and he like to bring the pressure. Kind of remind me a little bit of Mikey Garcia a little bit with the style. Who else we got? Oh, today, my man Aaron Coley fighting in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, he in Wakanda?
For the WBU title. Big shit. That's what I'm saying. I've been around champs.
Now, speaking of Aaron Coley, another fighter who's fighting today is Caleb Truax. And then he told me when I was with you guys last time that he was in this camp for the James DeGale rematch.
Yes, he was.
From what you've heard, obviously you can't speak too much on it, but is...
Oh, now I can because the fight is today.
Is what's the name ready? Caleb Truax ready? Did Aaron get him
ready? Because the way they hold their camp is when they sparring, they just not sparring and beating each other up.
Smash the like button.
They spar, and whatever Aaron is capitalizing on, they run through. They do a run through to slow down. the sparring so that he can actually get better.
Hey, since you said that, I want you to explain this from a fighter perspective. Some people
Yes.
see movies or see certain sparring clips that leak onto the internet, and they think that's what sparring is supposed to be like just someone getting their ass
No.
beat. Why is
No.
that detrimental, or why is that not necessarily good for the fighters when all sparrings are just wars and
Because then you had this shit I got. You get a detached retina, or you can start having concussive symptoms.
shooters get
You
Gerald?
could get injured. It's just not good to go hard. Sometimes you want to have some technical sparring. Sometimes you want to spar a good pace. You just working your moves. Sometimes in Ohio, we don't even spar to the head. You know what I'm saying? We just get body work, like old school, like you seen Earl and them niggas doing. But you just put the gloves on and you just work to the body. And your mouth be saying no headshots. That way you still getting work, you still getting some sparring type work in. You can crisp up your body shots, that type of shit. But just going to the head hard as fuck all the time ain't good, bro. It's just not. And that's why I had to learn, because I was putting myself in a rush. And I'm like, man, I need to get better. I need to get better. And I was sparring every other day, bigger guys, 10, 12 rounds. That's that punishment. Whether you're getting hit a lot or not, it just adds up.
True
And
that.
it can be bad. So sometimes you just want to work with lighter guys. You want to do tech sparring. And when you sparring, if you want to be able to teach, it's a drill to teach, but it simulates the fight. You feel me?
Got you. Now, let's jump back to the heavyweight division because I'm excited for the first time. You grew up in the heavyweight division when we had the Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. It's been a long time since the heavyweights was popping. Now, Joshua versus Parker. Why did you have Parker winning?
I had Parker winning because the way he made Joshua look that way. Joshua, you got to put, when he fought Charles Martin, when he fought all these other guys, he looked great, fantastic. But see, politics only take you so far in boxing. And one of these times, you're going to have to fight somebody. And that's what the fans just don't understand. The fans see when they coming up, they say, oh, this guy is amazing. And I'm saying, man, I'm telling y'all, he ain't that good. And then they thinking I'm hating. And I'm saying, no, because he not fighting the right competition. Once the promoter put a guy in front of there that got the style that's going to trump his style, then you're going to see the problems he start having. And I'm going to say, remember I told everybody Chocolatito wasn't good?
They hated you for it.
They hated me. I told them Chocolatito was not that good. I said, man, he get hit too much. Y'all looking at how he throw all these punches? Yes, he does have that where he can land 7 straight accurate punches, but then he not moving his head.
Hey, I gotta rewind.
Giving the points right back.
I gotta rewind them like Nas said. We gotta rewind. If you do go listen to my videos with Troy King, he did say all that about Chocolatito, and y'all said he was stupid because Chocolatito was #1 pound for pound. I give you credit for that. And then he lost to a guy with minimal boxing experience. He was really a Muay Thai fighter, Sorungwasai.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And then people was telling me I was stupid, but they didn't see when you box and you take it seriously as I do. You study your craft every day, every single day, all day, more than the average person who thinks they just like to watch boxing a lot. I study it and then I apply it when I get in the ring and I box. And then I apply it in a professional standpoint. So my knowledge is going to trump yours because I'm applying it in my work. So it's like when a doctor go to school to be a doctor, of course, and he do his residency. He becoming a doctor. He learned on the job. So his knowledge is going to trump a nurse. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I be telling the fans. If y'all just listen, some of these guys that you like are not that good. And see it because they're only fighting certain type of competition. Yes, they are winning with the guy they're putting in front of them, but at the same time, it's still minimum competition. So when they get against them guy, I'm like, no, he ain't gonna be able to beat him. See, Deontay Wilder is gonna stop Joshua, but then when Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury, that's when he's gonna have problems, just a little bit, because Tyson Fury is taller and he can move. So those are the things that I try to educate the fan to so they can see. And those are the things I'm looking at. I'm not looking at who we winning right now. I'm talking about elite competition.
All right, so let me
competition guys got every type of style.
let me slow you up. Let me focus you in on one thing. Okay, Joshua, you said he lost to Joseph Parker. Just recap what made him lose.
What made him lose? Because he didn't fight like he normally fight. He didn't look spectacular. And in those moments that he usually would look spectacular against the lesser competition. And that's because Parker was moving, jitting, jerking, feinting, had a good jab, and those offsetting. So and that's being a ring general. Then he had better defense than Joshua. Joshua wasn't landing any punches. He was hitting air because dude had his head moving. That's the importance of head movement. And then he used the jab and he hurt Joshua a couple times. So that would give me, if I was just skimming through the fight, how I skimmed through it, I would say he won. And then when I go back and study it, I'm still going to say he won because all those things he did makes it easy for me to judge a fight the right way.
Other thing, I seen Joshua missing wildly. He was trying to take Parker's head off with the uppercut, but he was missing.
Yeah, but see, when you got good D, Parker was doing something that people don't know about, and that's the shit the fans don't see.
All right, show us.
Blocking the uppercut like this with the cross block.
He did that cross block?
He did the old school George Foreman cross block and blocked the uppie because he watched tape.
The judges had it wide for Joshua winning. From what you've seen, would you say that?
Absolutely not. But you got to understand the business of boxing. That's the business. So, I mean, what can I do? That's the business of the sport. So, I mean, they going to be had that shit weak like that. You ready, buddy?
Now, the other thing I noticed with Parker, his best chance as a shorter man was probably inside work, and it looked like he was doing some good work. But the referee kept jumping in.
Cool, but Joshua come to you straight up and down, throwing a jab. Remember, I told you the taller man don't go to the shorter man. So when he do that, he falling in, and that's why Parker was so successful. Because if Joshua was the smarter man, he would have stepped back and made Parker work to get in inside, and he would have stopped Parker. But he went to Parker and fought Parker's fight, which is the dumbest fight. Remember when I said Victor Postol shouldn't do that? And you see what happened. Those are the things that happen.
Yeah, the ref, to me, was like messing up the flow of the action. That Terrence Crawford, that hustle and flow. Man, different than a dog, man. He kept getting in the way, like interjecting himself when he didn't need to. Now, what if the roles were reversed? You listening to this question? If Deontay Wilder fought Joseph Parker that night, what would have happened if Wilder fought Parker?
If Wilder fought Parker, he wouldn't have been able to fight with his hand down that low.
Who? You have to say the name.
Dude would have came over top and stopped him with a right hand down the pipe.
So Wilder would have stopped Parker with his hands low?
Yeah, he would have definitely stopped him because you can't be fighting with your hand that low with Deontay Wilder because he's taller.
Why?
So when he think he rolling that right hand, it's going to come over top and hit him on the temple. And Deontay Wilder's power is so vicious that he can hit you on the temple and hurt you.
What about who has more power? I know the answer, I think, but Parker versus...
Deontay Wilder has more power. He has the most power in the heavyweight division.
I talked to Errol Spence Jr. yesterday. He told me that he says Wilder has Julian Jackson level power.
How you doing, Queen?
He said freakish power. Do you agree?
He does, bro. He don't even win a lot.
How do you... Hold on, you're breaking up. Damn, his shit just...
I got to get in this car, Ego.
Okay.
And go, and Tone be having his music loud because he a hoodlum.
Okay. We'll continue this conversation. I just want to get some of your thoughts.
We'll continue to part 2, and I'll give you the news on Aaron Coley.
All right, tell me good luck to all the Bay Area fighters, Kareem, Willie Shaw, Ricardo Pinell. Hold it down. I'm in Vegas. I'll be back. So we'll continue this conversation at some point for sure. All right, Tom. One. Listen. So that was Troy King. I tried to catch up with him. He's going. There's some fights. There's a fight card in the Bay Area, so he had to get to that. The music would be too loud to.
Scott live as he reports in from Freedom Base.
Gigi, I've decided not to leave this town. Maybe I can stay and find some other nice people who will like me and accept me.
So that was his thoughts. Yo, smash the like button. We're almost at 100 likes. Who has more power, Mike Tyson in his prime or Wilder? I don't know. They both have power. It might be Wilder though, just because he's 6'7", athletic, and his wingspan is crazy. So the punches are coming weird trajectories. I feel like DeGale's gonna lose again tonight. It's definitely possible. You heard Troy, my man Aaron Coley. He was preparing Caleb Truex. He has a fight in Africa today, so shout out to him. They were both getting ready for their respective fights. I kind of want to put money on that fight too. Man, boxing is cracking. We bringing it back too. Fuck what you heard. We're bringing boxing back. There's a lot to talk about. Joshua Wilder is probably the hottest fight in the game, and there's no reason it can't happen. Like I said, if Team Joshua decides to fight Alexander Povetkin, that's because they wanted to fight him next. Period. Because a unification should always trump a mandatory. You can't be like, oh, if you wanted to fight Gerald Miller and then Povetkin got in the way of that, I can understand that because that's possible. Because you're mandatory if he's standing his ground, like Bermane Stiverne was doing that to Wilder. Wilder wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. Bermane Stiverne got Josh Dubin, who's Andre Ward's lawyer, and he's like, nah, I'm not taking no step-aside money. And he actually should have, because what happened in the rematch with Wilder, clearly that inactivity and just not getting fights, and he got demolished kind of in the first round. But I can understand that, like maybe a Gerald Miller fight not happening as a consequence to your mandatory standing his ground. But your mandatory can't be like, oh, I'm a mandatory, because that's a unification, and most sanctioned bodies aren't going to jump in the way of a unification. That don't even make sense. Yo, we got over 200 people in here. We got to get them likes up. This is not going to be a long stream, but that was Troy King's thoughts. He says Wilder would have defeated Joseph Parker that Anthony Joshua fought the other night or a couple weeks ago or whatever. I agree. I don't think Parker could have had his hands low and like on that Roy Jones shit versus a longer, more erratic, unpredictable Wilder with more power. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound good because Parker's pretty fast, but he ain't Roy Jones fast. So I don't know if he would be able to get out harm's way with a Wilder who has good speed too, and athletic and agile. Why not a long stream? Because I got to go to Best Buy. I got to eat lunch. And you know I'm in Vegas. I just want to chill before I got to work again. So that's why. And I was just live streaming before. But we working. I always know that. So Wilder is unbeatable. Listen, I don't know what kind of schools you guys went to, but nobody said Wilder's unbeatable. No one said that at all. Don't put words in my mouth and twist what I'm saying. I never said Wilder's unbeatable. You know what I mean? But if someone's asking me who could beat him, I already told you. Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, to me, was stylistically the guy that I think would give the biggest nightmare to Wilder. I told you guys that before they fought. And guess what? That was a tough fight. Joshua is a good fight, a meaningful fight. Could be a tough fight. But I still think Luis Ortiz, that fight is more dangerous stylistically because all of what you guys say, windmill Wilder, and he's not technical. Luis Ortiz can exploit all that. Now, Joshua is technical, but he's also showed different things, chinks in his armor that I don't think Luis Ortiz has showed. Wilder, I've seen him, Joshua, I've seen him hurt on more than one occasion. Dillian White rocked him in the second or third round. He was staggered by that. And then he also got hurt versus Klitschko and dropped. And I've heard about him getting hurt versus David Price and Daniel Dubois in sparring, which, I mean, I wasn't there for that, but, I mean, he admitted that David Price hurt him. I don't know about the Daniel Dubois situation. But I never heard these stories about Luis Ortiz. I never heard David Price and Daniel Dubois saying, hey, I sparred Luis Ortiz, and I dropped him. Or, you know what I mean, we never seen him get a Klitschko opportunity and get dropped you know what I mean, on HBO and Showtime. Styles make fights, people. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. And I think Luis Ortiz, his experience, his style to fight, what he does well, that was probably a tougher test for Wilder. I'm not saying that Joshua's easy work. Don't put words in my mouth. That's just how I see it. But nonetheless, the difference between me and these man fans is I'm always about that life to see it. I want to see Joshua Wilder. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I still want to see it because there's a chance I could be wrong. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Luis Ortiz, he just got past, in my opinion, he got past the guy that would stylistically give him the most issue. Now that he did that, I'm like, man, I never said he's unbeatable or whatever, whoever said that. Oh, so you're saying Wilder's unbeatable? Because in fact, I think Tyson Fury might be able to beat Wilder because styles make fights. Tyson Fury, to me, has a better chance of beating Wilder than Joshua. But again, let's see it. I could be wrong. No biggie. I just want to see it. I want that undisputed king of Wakanda, whether it's Joshua or Wilder. And as far as Povetkin, that's cool. But why doesn't Tyson Fury take a tune-up and then Tyson Fury fight Povetkin, and then the winner take on the winner of Joshua Wilder, or the winner of Tyson Povetkin take on Dillian White or Gerald Miller? You know what I'm saying? Wilder most definitely can lose, but these fighters and fanboys ain't willing to see it. Yeah, I mean, it's heavyweight division. Anyone can lose. But I think... What's up, Ego? You covering the flights for tonight? Yes. That's why I'm in Vegas right now. I stayed up late, woke up late. And we just chilling before the fights. Demetrius Andrade ain't unbeatable. He's a good, very good fighter. I've never been to Girl Collection. I don't know if I can live stream before the fight. Listen, when I get to work, like, sometimes I don't feel like live streaming is loud. I just want to soak in the moment because I got to upload videos after. I got to go to press conferences. Y'all got to understand, this is a grind. It's not just the glamour and glitz of covering fight is different than going to a fight. You know what I mean? If I go to a fight as a fan, I can be like, yeah, that was dope. I can drink. I mean, I can drink there, but I just got work to do after. Lotta versus Hurd, excellent stylistic matchup. Like I said, styles make fights. I could make an argument for Lotta and I could make one for Hurd. It just depends on who adapts, who wants it more, adjustments. Big Baby Miller versus Dillian White or Luis Ortiz, excellent options. Yeah, good triple header on Showtime. Jesse Vargas sounds hungry. I interviewed him. That's coming up soon. Ortiz and Tyson Fury, that's a good fight, man. There's a lot of good fights out here. You just got to make them. Ego, or what argument can you make for Hurd, Ego? I'm just curious. Okay, here's the argument. Erislandy Lada's clearly, he's a Cuban, he's amateur. He's fought Demetrius Andrade as an amateur. He's very seasoned and he's technical. But he's so technical that he fights in his style of fight and he wants to work at his pace. A guy like Hurd is relentless, Margarito type. Looks like he has a solid chin from the Tony Harrison fight, Austin Trout fight, and he's hungry and he's big as hell, like compared to Erislandy Lada. So that being said, is that relentless pressure, that's usually what could give technical guys the most problem. Look at like even like Wilder versus Ortiz. Ortiz being more technical, and he was confident, Cuban, and he's bringing the fight to Deontay Wilder. That gives Wilder less time to think and react. He has to react on the spot, learn on the spot, learn on the job. So if Hurd can weather an early storm, and Lara hasn't been able to significantly hurt him, we've seen Hurd do well in the second half where he starts breaking someone down, because it's hard to outbox somebody who's relentless for 12 full rounds. You know what I mean? If they just keep coming, no matter what you throw at them, they're there. So that's what Hurd has. His size, his heart, and his relentless pressure. You know what I mean? Like, keeping a guy off of you is not as easy as Floyd Mayweather looks. See, that's the one thing about Floyd Mayweather that sucks for boxing, is because Floyd did certain things at such a high level, people start thinking that's the norm, and it's really not. You know what I'm saying? Just because Floyd can outbox somebody for 12 rounds and make it look easy, a lot of these guys don't have Floyd ring IQ. You know what I mean? They don't have, like, I thought Floyd Mayweather beat up Canelo better than Erislandy Lara, but Erislandy Lara is bigger than Floyd, and he's closer or bigger to Canelo's size at that time. You know what I'm saying? But Floyd Mayweather's smaller, yet he did a better job of dominating Canelo. Floyd fought Canelo and dominated him. Erislandy Lara, I thought, beat him by a round or two, and it was more competitive. You know what I'm saying? And I've covered a lot of fights before. I covered Erislandy Lara versus Vanes Martirosyan in Vegas again. And Vanes didn't get knocked down, to my knowledge, in the rematch. He didn't get knocked out, and he just kept coming forward. So if he could do it, and it's not like he has this phenomenal defense, then Hurd might be able to do it. But Hurd looks to me like he might even be bigger than Vanes, and he might be hungrier than Vanes. Yeah, smash the like button, people. Floyd made Canelo look stupid. That's what I'm saying. People get spoiled with Floyd. Floyd's an anomaly. Sugar Ray Leonard told me that on tape. He said Floyd's an anomaly, and that's coming from a legend, so that's how you know. Could be another Lemieux versus Billy Joe Saunders tonight, though, in favor of Lara. I don't know where you guys come with these analogies, but I don't know who would be David Lemieux in that. I wouldn't consider Jared Swift Hurd on a David Lemieux level, because David Lemieux he got cracks, but he's like not super athletic, shit like that. Hurd is like, and he wasn't the bigger man versus Billy Joe Saunders. Hurd is the bigger man. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand your analogies, people. Hurd is the bigger man in the equation, unlike David Lemieux versus Billy Joe Saunders. And again, he's athletic and he's youthful. David Lemieux might even be older than Billy Joe Saunders. I don't know. Or around the same age, where Hurd is clearly younger. So it's not really a great analogy to me. Hurd fights like Paul Williams, who Lara beat and was robbed bad. But that, yeah, wasn't that after Paul Williams had been knocked out by Sergio Martinez? You know what I mean? Had a war with Margarito. So, you know what I mean? Boxing is about timing too. But boxing is cracking, man. I feel good. We in a good place. Shout out to my dude Tony Yoka. He won in Paris. That's good to see. He won his fight. Hurd be looking stupid when he attempts a Philly shell. Eye control. I expect Hurd to win 12-round U decision. Isn't Yoka banned? No, I mean, he just fought in France, so he's not banned. I don't know the details, but no, he's not banned. Shout out to Minnesota. Your boy Caleb Truex out of Minnesota, I believe. Listen, James DeGale is going to be vindicated or he's gonna look real dumb. And just because this is a do or die fight for him. This is a do or die fight for him. So it's like it's a real risk. I mean, I give him points for having heart, but it's a real big risk. Because if he loses this fight, I thought he lost to Badu Jack. Let's keep it a buck. Man, y'all got to check out the interview I did with Badu Jack. But the man Badu Jack said he did. I asked him. I was like, "You a big dude? How hard was it to make 168 towards the end?" Y'all gotta check the interview. But he said, "Yeah, it got real tough." And he said, "Man, if I would have fought James DeGale at like 75, he's like, there's no way he would have made it out of that 12th round." And he didn't look like he almost made it out. And he's like, "Yeah, I could have did more." I'm like, I said, "You knocked the man's teeth out." And he started laughing. Shout out to my dude Jack the Ripper. He's another Caleb Truax type story where guy who got stopped and took an early career loss and then came back. Ego, can you get an interview with Wilder? Sure. I just gotta reach out to the man. What do y'all want me to ask Wilder? Listen, it's new media. Anything is possible. Yoka was banned in America. Oh, that's how that worked. Yeah, man. Listen, Charlo, I like the Charlos. I like their interview. Lada versus Hurt is 5 a.m. here in the Netherlands. Hey, shout out to the real boxer fans from like the Netherlands and the UK and shit, because y'all be having to stay up late for these fights, these non-UK fights. Yo, we're almost at 200 likes. Smash the like button. Lada has the skills to make fighters with no head movement look stupid. Yeah, but he didn't necessarily make Alfredo Perro Angulo look stupid. You know what I mean? That was a competitive fight, more competitive than I thought. And I would say Hurd is more primed than Angulo. Angulo is just like relentless pressure and tough. Listen, I'm going to get out of here because I got to run a few errands and I just want to be able to unwind a little bit. But I had to drop y'all a little bit of heat, talk to Troy King. I just looked at the time because I don't want to be feeling rushed and shit. I fly out tomorrow, so I got to be well rested. But thank you guys for tuning in. I will be at the fights, Lada versus Hurd. Tune in to Showtime Boxing. Should be a good event. And, you know what I mean? I'm just chilling out here. Peace out, y'all.